Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Odds Couple. It is week 20.
20.
Sing on fish! How are you doing? Welcome to the program. We've got a national championship game to talk about today. We've got the final week of the Shield season to talk about today. Lance Taylor to talk to today. And then, of course, we have picks coming up later in the show. And for the first time in about a month, all of us are here today.
We here.
Lang Whitaker is here.
What's
Hello,
up?
Lang.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm good, man. Good to see you.
You too.
Yeah, good to be seen. Good to be seen.
How about them dogs?
How about them dogs?
I know.
Yes, sir.
We did it.
Here come them dogs.
Here they come.
They did not lose by 30 to Michigan.
No.
Like some people
They won
thought.
by 30
Yeah, that's
against
right.
Michigan.
John Roser is in the house. Hello, John. Good to have you back.
Sup, ladies? Sup?
I've seen that before.
So one time I saw Neil Diamond in concert, right, in St. Louis. This is a related note.
Oh.
I'll get to it in a second.
No.
So I see Neil Diamond in concert. It was like the third time that I had seen him. And afterwards, my apartment was close to the Ritz-Carlton in Clayton, Missouri. And so my buddies and I, we went to the Ritz-Carlton to have a couple of drinks. And
As one does.
As one does, sure. So we're having a couple of drinks, and there's this group of like 12 people at this table next to us. They're all like over 75 years old, old people, and they all have their Neil Diamond shirts on, right? And they're all excited. And I start talking to one of the ladies, and she said this was their 110th show that they had been to, and that they were going to Kansas City the next night. And I'm like, this is crazy. I've been to 3, and I thought that was a lot, right? About 10 minutes later,
Did you get a phone number?
no. 10 minutes later, in walks Neil Diamond,
Of course,
with 2 security guards. And this table lose their mind,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
They lose their mind. And Neil Diamond, walking on his way to the elevators, never breaks stride. He's wearing all black sunglasses, black hat, black jacket, black jeans. Without breaking stride, just looks over and goes, "Ladies." And then just kept walking. It just kept going.
My guess was going to be that he turned to them and he went, ba-ba-da.
Yeah.
No, it just was "ladies," and that was it. And
Goat.
just kept
That's a
walking.
goat.
It was a goat move.
Yeah, that's a
Absolutely
goat
was
move.
CJ Hurt is in the house today. Hello, CJ.
I've been better, unfortunately.
I know.
Good grief.
I know.
Good
That's all
Lord.
right. What'd you learn this week,
Oh,
CJ?
what I learned is that our social media team is just out to sabotage people very clearly.
What do you mean?
I'm being facetious when I say Michigan's going to beat Georgia by 25.
Oh.
What do? They take that clip and they post that damn clip. So now I've got all types of other fans, SEC
No,
fans.
that's what they do. Yeah, no,
Just set
Devin-
you up. I thought we were a team.
No.
Just send me out there to get slaughtered
Well, that's
on
why
social media.
when you went on your rant last week and then you were like, Lang, what do you think about it? I was just like, okay. I did not take the bait. I did not
You did not.
respond. I just smiled.
No,
nodded.
it's Devin, Darnell, and Carey. They
No
are
love for 'em.
They are diabolical in what they choose to post.
They will
They
get
are
you.
diabolical. There's no
Old
doubt
takes
about it.
exposed up in my mentions now. Like, good grief. It's not. Can I not grieve in peace?
Yeah.
Michigan got their asses kicked. Can I not process that without random people
Yeah.
talking mess to me on Twitter? God.
Roser, what'd you learn this week?
If there's ever anything you don't want to be made public, like you don't want
Don't
it out.
say it on the show.
No.
Oh,
Don't say it in the Ritz-Carlton in Clayton, Missouri.
Never text it to Antonio Brown.
oh,
Just make sure you don't text it to Antonio
I
Brown.
don't know, but like the Antonio Brown tweets today, I was like, this guy seems pretty professional. The guy, he was like, I'm going to fire you. I want my money back. And the guy was like, okay, how do you want me to pay you back?
Yeah, like exactly.
I didn't get that. Like I am by no means a
yeah.
Tom Brady fan nor apologist, but this Tom Brady trainer seemed like he kind
It's
of
like, yeah, man, how do you want?
Yeah.
Let me know.
I was like, I don't really see what the problem is here.
Well, the Bruce Arians thing, like the whole,
Yeah.
like I get Antonio Brown trying to clear his name, but like, so maybe you can possibly play again. But I would tell you, like, if you try, I mean, not posting the conversation that you're having with your head coach, probably not going to help you get hired again by anybody. Like Tom Brady's the one who got you hired this time.
his
so.
exit from the stadium was kind of
Well, that was the other thing.
remarkable as well.
If he did have a severe ankle injury, like you said, he couldn't play. Didn't he kind of like hop around
Yep.
in the end zone?
He said it
and
was
like,
adrenaline
Did
in that
jumping jacks?
I don't know.
paragraph or 3-chapter,
Yeah.
essay he wrote.
Yeah.
He said he was just high off adrenaline and just wanted to get the crowd going on his way out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, except there are plays in the first half where he goes inside, outside, back inside, turns and catches a pass. I'm like, bro, your ankle looked fine on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Lang, what'd you learn?
I saw the other day that KFC is going to have a plant-based fried chicken. Did you see that?
Yeah.
No. Sounds terrible.
But I'm a proponent of plant-based proteins. I think it's probably good in the long run for all of us to eat less meat and try to eat healthier.
Agree.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But you can't call it fried chicken if it's not chicken,
Right.
right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You can't be plant-based fried chicken.
Well, we
It's-
call them chicken nuggets.
It's plant-based fried
Right.
plant-based.
And,
We call boneless wings, and they're not. There's nothing
I
wing
agree,
about.
well, I'm with that,
There's
too.
no wing about it. Like,
Yeah, a wing has a bone in it. Like,
Right.
yeah. I have a problem with that. And also when they say like almond milk, like that's not milk. That's just it's just almond juice. Somebody crunched up some almonds.
That's right.
Oat milk, that's not milk.
No.
That's so.
Crushed it up,
Anyway,
yeah.
I've
All right.
been thinking about that this week.
Well, good. I'm glad you could share. What we learned is
You asked me.
I did. A couple of SEC teams are playing for the national title as Alabama and Georgia both advanced to Monday night's showdown. It is
Let's
a rematch
go.
of the SEC championship in which Alabama knocked off Georgia, and now we find ourselves here. After the Cincinnati win, here's what Nick Saban said about his team.
I was really pleased with the way we played in the game. We knew it was going to be a tough game. Did a great job of running the ball offensively. Defense came up with some really big stops, some really big plays in the game. So I'm really proud of this group to come this far. So, they got an opportunity now, and now's not the time to be relieved, but it's also time to enjoy what we accomplished tonight.
There you go. Enjoy that. And now it's time to move on to the national championship again for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Nick Saban was posted up there as everybody's celebrating, grabbing the trophy and holding up the little sticker to put on the wall. Nick Saban was up there just arms folded, no smile,
Yeah.
scowling. He was angry.
He was
to
the
be
Neil
on
Diamond.
stage. Good God.
Here's the Neil Diamond of the Alabama locker room.
Yeah, that's because he's won like 9 of these, so like he knows the job's not done.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the Georgia Bulldogs, they knock off the Michigan Wolverines. Georgia's quarterback is
Which
Stetson
one?
Bennett.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett has done a
Law
great job
firm.
for the Georgia Bulldogs
Car
this
dealership.
year.
Yeah.
He's got him in the national title game. Here's what he had to say following the Michigan game.
It felt nice. It felt nice after that last game we had. We came out, executed, especially the first half. It felt awesome. There's not much else I can say. It was awesome. It's obvious to me, having been in Athens so much this year, watching your teammates right now shout your name, how much they love you. What has this journey been like for you, Stetson?
Man, you just put your head down to your work every single day. And, there's a lot of words coming out from other people, but these things right here, they never say anything. They just come to work every single day. They got my back, and it makes it really easy.
You guys get one more shot at Alabama. What is this team's ceiling?
Hopefully to win it. I think we're good enough. Obviously, they're a great team. But yeah.
He's like, what do you want me to say, Marty Smith?
The ceiling is the roof.
Whatever, you got to be better, Stetson. Like, you're playing Bryce Young, who's the better quarterback, so,
Yep.
You hadn't beaten Alabama in forever, so,
Stetson's
I
own-
think they can. I think you can beat Alabama.
Stetson's 0-2.
Alabama's not, like, unbeatable or anything. Like, to not forget, like, they very well could have lost to Auburn, should have to Auburn and LSU.
And
they
Florida.
did lose to Texas A&M, whose quarterback just transferred to Auburn. They very well could have lost to Florida, too, after being up big. So it's not,
Here's the thing.
not bulletproof.
Stetson Bennett's 0-2 as a starter against Alabama. I did the math this week for my column on Grind City Media. At the same time, every other quarterback who has started against Alabama the last 3 seasons is 3-37.
Zach Calzada has one of those wins.
Bo Nix, Joe Burrow. Those are the other 3 who have won a game. So to be 0-2, I feel like there's no real shame in that. Like everybody loses to Alabama.
And the other quarterbacks, like who before that had beaten Nick Saban, were Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence. So,
Yeah.
Pretty good group.
Yeah, it'll be pretty good to beat them.
Yeah.
I don't think that,
Steven Garcia also beat him. So they have Marcus Lattimore too.
Well, he was at South Carolina for 32 years.
That's true.
He was.
So eventually,
I think he's still there.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was going to win at some point.
I feel like Bennett's. I still feel like he's not the most talented of the two quarterbacks, but he went 20 for 30 with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions against Michigan. Like, how do you bench the guy?
Yeah.
You know, like, give him a shot.
All right, I want to skip Will Anderson here and go to Nakobe Dean.
Okay, well, can I say something? Will Anderson, real quick. Probably, there have been questions about this Alabama defense. He's one that on that and I love your dude from Michigan, Aiden Hutchinson. But if you really do go look numbers top to bottom, Will Anderson's the best defensive player in college football this year.
Yeah, I'll take Nakobe Dean.
Like he's been Nakobe Dean, Horn Lake High School's own.
Yeah, Georgia linebacker Nakobe Dean. Here's what he had to say after the Michigan win.
Yeah, it's just the work we put in. You know, I feel like we got better over the last 3 weeks, focusing on ourselves, focusing on our opponent. We just the team works hard, and hard work works.
What are some of those things that you felt like you fixed tonight that will be better going forward?
A lot of things. Every facet of the game, I felt like a lot of younger guys got better over these last 3 weeks. And I feel like we was able to get better over these last 2 weeks just working together. So I feel like in every facet of the game, we got to get better these next 2 weeks and just work.
I like hard work works. Man.
That's the title of the show
Hard work
today.
works.
Hard work works.
Hard work works, man.
Preach it.
Hard
Yeah,
work works.
I like it.
There you go, Nakobe.
The one thing I don't understand is how Georgia's a 3-point favorite in this game.
And what's amazing is the day after the SEC championship, the odds came out and said Georgia was a 2.5-point favorite over Alabama. And at that point, you have to scratch your head and say, well, how's that even possible, considering they just played a day ago and Alabama beat them?
I know.
But it's not. And then, no, the crazy thing, it's not that Alabama beat them. It's Alabama dominated.
Controlled them.
controlled
Alabama
the game
scored
after.
34 points against that Georgia defense.
Yeah, like after it was 10-0, Alabama just took control.
They
of the
scored
game.
5 straight possessions, and Bryce Young was unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take you out of it because your heart is certainly in Athens. So, Roser, I'll ask you, with the line being what it is and it not moving, you have to assume
It went up.
the public
It was
is
2.5
on
and-
Alabama, all over Alabama, right?
And the line's not moved. Well,
Doesn't it concern you as a better where this line is,
It did.
what it is, and it's moving in a weird direction
It
too?
opened at 2.5.
Yeah.
Now it's 3.
yeah, I think I've said I thought since the beginning of the playoff, I thought Georgia was going to end up winning the national championship. I'll stick with that. I still think Georgia's going to beat them. I think the Metchie loss will show up in this. I think it does. I think it shows up. Slade Bolden was able to do some stuff against Cincinnati.
Corey Brooks.
Yeah. Now they've got tons of other talent, and maybe they're able to exploit that because that Cincinnati secondary we talked about. That Cincinnati secondary has a first rounder on there, and they got a couple
2
guys
first-rounders.
that are going to play in the NFL. And that's not the case with Georgia's secondary. So, like Georgia's, the part of their defense is their front seven. That is what's so ridiculous. So maybe it'll be a little bit easier for those guys. Well, there cannot be somebody faster than Jamison Williams. So, because that dude gets the ball. If you give that guy a little bit of space, like, man, he's fast. But I thought that I've stuck with, I think the loss of Metchie will show up at some point, and I think that this probably against a team like Georgia is where it could be.
It'll be interesting. CJ, looking at it from a betting point of view, to me, I look at it and I say, it kind of freaks me out. I mean, because my initial reaction is, well, why wouldn't you bet Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how that Georgia team and the Georgia team I've been watching all season long lost in the way they lost to Alabama, right? I get them losing 10 points, fine, 13, 14, hell, 17 points. But they got, like y'all are pointing out, they got ran out of the stadium by Alabama, right? And then they come out there and go off against Michigan, who is a pretty good team. I don't know what happened in that SEC championship game, but I'm with Roser. In the matchup, I think in the rematch, I think Georgia wins, and I think Georgia has been up to the SEC championship game, had been the much better team when you look at the resume and the things that they had accomplished over the year. But then they get to the SEC championship games, Alabama's Nick Saban on the other side of the field, and boom, they kind of just fall apart. I don't know if it's a mental hurdle Kirby Smart has to get over, those players have to get over, or what. But Georgia, from the looks of it, take the head-to-head thing aside, Georgia looks like the better team still, and they seem to be a bit healthier than Alabama with Metchie being out. I'm with Rosa. I think Georgia comes out here and wins this game.
If you're Georgia, you look at that last game. Well, Bryce Young was almost like perfect in that last game. He was finding guys, scrambling, throwing laterals, everything. Anything you needed, he did it. The one stat, and I mentioned it on this show a couple weeks ago, Seth Emerson wrote this in The Athletic. Bryce Young was 13 for 19 for 297 yards and 3 touchdowns when Georgia rushed 4 or fewer defenders. When Georgia rushed 5 or more, he was 1 for 11 for 24 yards. So it would seem like
an adjustment?
Yeah, let's just don't rush 4, rush 5 or 6 every single time. And maybe that's the way to win this thing.
And Georgia has the depth to be able to do that.
Don't
they?
Don't
they
they
go like 8 deep on the defensive line? 8 deep and like good dudes coming in off the bench.
Yeah.
Like future NFLers coming off the bench. Go get pressure on the guy.
That being said, if you're going to bet this game, you bet Alabama.
Yeah.
If you get Alabama as an underdog, you have to bet it.
I would
you
bet
just
Alabama.
Do it. You bet Alabama. I do think Georgia. I know it sounds like, oh, you're hedging. You're going like. Dude, if you never get Alabama as an underdog. Like, you rarely ever get it. So you get them as an underdog, just freaking bet them.
If I was unbiased,
because if Bama does end
they've won
up
7 straight against Georgia.
Yeah. They've won their last 3 as an underdog straight up.
And if
Kirby
Bama
Smart's 0-4 against
and they
Nick
win them by
Saban.
an average of 17 a game. And if you bet Georgia and Alabama wins, you are going to be kicking yourself in the ass for not doing it.
So what?
For not betting
Unless you're
Bama.
a Georgia fan.
Yeah. So what we're all saying is Alabama's due for one of these letdown games as an underdog, right? And Georgia's due for beating Alabama, being what?
The due theory.
This is time, baby.
How about this?
This is it.
Alabama not only has won the last 7 meetings with Georgia, the last 8 meetings, the underdog has covered 7 of the 8, which Alabama in that position this time as well.
9
of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone over.
But the one that
the total's 52.
The one that the underdog didn't cover, wasn't it last year? The regular season game?
When we got blown out?
Yeah, when Bama won by like 17 in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
I think that was the one, yeah.
Stetson Bennett couldn't pass the ball across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
it feels like Bama's been killing Georgia forever. But my son just turned 9.
Back to the Mikey Henderson days.
When he was born, I remember the day later we check out of the hospital, we get in the car to go home, and I have to listen on the radio to Aaron Murray trying to drive down the field and not scoring at the end. Like, it's gone on forever. Like, we haven't been able to beat Alabama.
Nobody has. You brought it up. Like Alabama is different right now. Georgia, one of those teams who you would like to see get up there and get Alabama just for parity's sake. But hell, between Clemson and LSU, and I guess we can say Ohio State, Georgia in that mix also. Like, everybody's looking up at what Nick Saban is doing. I know Clemson got him twice in national championship games. I know LSU got him on their way to a national championship. But, like, those losses from Alabama are few and far between.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll talk more about it with Lance Taylor when we come back. We'll have our picks coming up a little bit later on in the program as well. All of that straight ahead. It's the Odds Couple, Week 20, National Championship Week. And we're back after this timeout.
WynnBET, the official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies, is Tennessee's premier digital sports betting app. They're bringing you the action of real money sports betting right in the palm of your hand with some of the best odds in the game. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. Sign up today and use the promo code GRIZ400, G-R-I-Z-Z 400, and after placing your first $5 wager, you'll receive $400 to bet with. There's no better way to enjoy basketball than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all your favorite bets. And be sure to check out the WynnBET Lounge at FedEx Forum the next time you're around to catch the Grizzlies. Betting is a team sport. Join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. Must be physically located in Tennessee and 21 years of age or older to participate. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Grizz fans, the official Grizzlies mobile app is your key to the game. It's an all-in-one experience updated with even more functionality. You can keep track of a team with news, social media, the schedule, stats, and the standings. And you can log into Grind City Media to watch and listen live to streaming content like The Chris Vernon Show and Rise and Grind. You can check out Grind City Media articles, videos, podcasts, and GCM talent. See what's going on right here at FedEx Forum with our concert and event calendar. Plus, you can find detailed information on seating and concessions with arena maps. You can take the app into FedEx Forum as your mobile wallet, use it as your ticket to the game for Grizz Den mobile pickup, and as contact-free payment for arena concessions. The official Grizzlies mobile app, your key to the game.
HBCU Huddle with me, CJ Hurt, and Mike Wallace has all of your HBCU football, sports, and culture needs covered. We discuss the hottest stories weekly across the black college sports landscape, including the SWAC, MEAC, Tennessee State, Lane, Lemoyne-Owen, and all the black colleges in between. New episodes drop every Thursday, and you can stay connected with the latest stories and discussions about your favorite HBCU by going to grindcitymedia.com, selecting the podcast folder, and clicking on the HBCU Huddle tab. HBCU Huddle is a spot for all your black college sports and culture needs.
Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker, presented by WinBet.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, you want to take a trip? Well, get entered to win a flyaway trip to All-Star Weekend when you open a Grizzlies checking account. The deadline to open an account is January 15th, so be sure to visit your local Pinnacle Financial Partner branch today. For more details, check grizzliesbanking.com. You'll be on your way to Cleveland and see Ja in the All-Star game coming up next month.
You hear me?
You hear me?
You hear me.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Odds Couple. Week 20, National
back.
Championship week.
It's a single on fish.
It is.
Single on fish.
That's how we start the show. That's how we start each segment.
Yes.
With the single.
That's how we start
on
each
fish.
day.
That's how we
Yeah.
start each
Start the
That's
day.
I wake up, I look at my alarm clock, I yell, "Single on fish!"
That's how I started 2022. It's the only way to start the new year.
Absolutely. We're talking national championship game coming up on Monday, Alabama and Georgia. Georgia, 2.5 3-point favorite, depending on the time of day, really, as they take on the Tide, the total at 52 points. Nick Saban talking about his team, saying it's just been a team effort.
Some really good players that are missing, created opportunities for other players who have stepped up and showed that they have the confidence and a competitive character to go out there and do their job in a first-class way. The players believe in each other. And I think those are things that have been a part of what this team is made of. We had a young team to start with, especially on offense, and those guys have done a great job. Bryce has done a great job. When young players get an opportunity to play, they learn and grow from their mistakes, and these guys will continue to get better, but I think because they go about it the right way, they've made a tremendous amount of improvement, and I was really pleased with Ja'Cory Brooks has played well for us. He has to step up now, that John Metchie's out. And we have a lot of other young players that have done a really, really good job for us. So I'm proud of each and every one of them, but I also have confidence in them as well.
All right, Nick Saban talking about his team and the confidence he's got in his team, and why not? Why wouldn't you have confidence in your team?
Trying to bore him to death.
Yeah. And certainly the players have confidence in Nick Saban. It's, I don't know. I made my decision long ago what I'm going to do, and I'll have my pick coming up here momentarily. But it's just...
I'm torn. Because if I was unbiased, I would bet Alabama. Because you're getting points,
right.
And I'm not unbiased. I'm biased.
Yes.
So
I want Georgia to win.
Come out here and say for the people, look into the camera,
Tell
Lang,
them
and
Georgia's
say,
going to win by 30.
Georgia's going to win by 30. Tell them that, Lang.
I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, I can't do that. All right, here's some trends for the game. Georgia 17-10 against the spread when they are a favorite. Georgia 11-4 against the spread as a neutral site favorite as well. Alabama, they've covered their last 4 at a neutral site. Alabama, the last 3 times as a dog, they've won straight up and they've won big. They have covered 5 of their last 6 overall as a dog. Alabama's won the last 7 head-to-head, and the underdog has covered 7 of the last 8 between these two teams, Bama coming in as the 3-point dog.
The amazing thing to me with this is talking about Bama being a dog. During the SEC Championship game, Alabama killed Georgia. And then afterwards, Nick Saban was like, the rat poison talk, right? He's
Sure.
like,
It was
you
yummy.
guys fed us this rat poison. It was yummy. He basically somehow sold that team that they were the underdogs, which is incredible when you think about it. It's like this team full of 5-star players. They're all the best players except they won titles. Saban's won everything. We're the underdogs. And now they're the underdogs again. Like, how did this happen? How are they still the underdogs after they beat Georgia handily?
Yes.
Several weeks ago. They just killed Cincinnati last week. Now they're playing Georgia, and now they're the underdogs again, and Saban can use this same crap again against this team.
And John, you brought up it a lot about Metchie making a difference. That's not the difference for this line. I mean, at least it being
no,
Alabama's
he's not.
side.
He's not 4 points.
Right.
No, he's not 4 points. He's probably a
He
half
might be that half point.
He's probably a half point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably half a point. Yeah, I would say. But I mean, I don't know. I think, like, I remember in that game, like, he threw to Metchie a lot, and he's kind of always been like his little safety. Williams is the guy that when he tries to hit big, like, I'm going to go down the field, like, he's the guy who hits big, but it's like, who's the safety? Who's the guy you go to, like, all right, I got to complete this pass. Okay, Mechie's going to be open. I know he's going to be open. Whether it's 5 yards down the field, a screen pass, or it's 8 or 14 yards down the field, like, he's going to be open, and he's not going to have that.
Well,
and you're going to rely on Slade Bolden.
He's got Slade Bolden, Corey Brooks, and
Jaleel Billingsley.
Well, the guy he didn't have in the SEC championship game was Brian Robinson. He was hurt.
Yeah, that's the big that one is interesting. That one is interesting because Robinson was great in the Cincinnati game.
His ankle was banged up in that SEC championship game. He played, but he didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
and you don't know if that's Georgia's defense just stopping the run like they did all year, or it was just Robinson didn't have it. They don't really have much depth there. Because I think he was the only –
because he's good.
He was the only scholarship running back they had that game for whatever reason. So that might be another difference. I mean, the guy ran for 200 yards last week, so you assume he's healthy and good. Maybe he gives you 60 yards, and that's enough. You know?
What about the total? Total at 52. You expect high
I'd take
scoring?
the under. No.
Under?
I feel the under. I don't know.
What was the SEC championship game?
They ended up winning by 30-something.
Was it 41-23 or something?
SEC championship game, 41-24.
41-24?
65.
Ooh.
That's 13 points over what the total is.
I would probably take the under.
All right, well, let me give you a couple trends. Georgia, 4 of their last 5 played on Monday. Over.
Ooh.
4 of their last 5 played on Monday. Alabama, meanwhile, 4 of their last 5 bowl champions, which is amazing that you can throw out 4 of their last 5 bowl championship games. 4 of their last 5 bowl championship games have gone over. The 5th one pushed. Alabama, as we mentioned, they've won the last 7 meetings, but 9 of the last 10 meetings between Georgia and Alabama have also gone over. The lone one that didn't, that one pushed. So over, certainly, according to the trends, is the likely play.
Yeah.
I think over. I mean,
I think so.
But I think if the game's going to be in Georgia's favor, does it matter? Because I think if it's going to be in Georgia's favor, you're looking under.
Yeah, if Georgia's going to win, I think they need the game to go under.
The one thing they didn't do in that
I don't know.
time,
They started to score against Bama's defense in the second half a little bit,
I mean, they scored. They had
but the game
10
was
in
kind of
first
out
quarter.
of reach. But it was like out of reach. They got their last 2 touchdowns. The game was kind of,
I felt like they never really the way they played against Michigan, where they controlled the line of scrimmage the first half. Like, they never really ran it that much against Alabama. They were throwing. Stetson was nervous. It looked like they seemed just sort of frantic in that first.
And I think that's
time.
what that's going to be. That's ultimately why I think you probably should take Bama. It is Stetson Bennett against Bryce Young.
Maybe that's your best defense is you keep Bryce Young off the field just by running the ball.
No, if you can,
yeah,
like you have to. Can you? Like that's.
I mean, you've got tight ends you can throw to, and
LSU ran the ball on Bama. Like I look at how they did it. You know, like.
But we've seen teams all year long rush Bryce Young and have success with that. Not get wins necessarily, but slow him down.
Yeah.
Auburn, LSU, all these other teams. Like that, Texas A&M. Like if I'm Georgia, that's what I'm trying to do. Like instead of
the Alabama offensive line is again
apart.
a massive thing. Is a massive. The Alabama offensive line and how they play is.
So many times against Alabama, the the thought of Alabama gets to you and you start coming up with all these different type of schemes. We decide, hey, before the game, we're not going to get pressure because Alabama's just too good. And then look up, Lane, you pointed out, when you get pressure, they're not that great from a Georgia standpoint. I think that what Kirby Smart and that coaching staff have to realize is you've got the same talent Alabama does. Like, that gap isn't that great. So just go out there and play football. All the scheming and stuff might not need to be as complicated as you're trying to make it. I know it's Alabama, but, just go out there and keep it as simple as possible and go out there and play the type of football that Georgia wants to play, and you should come out on top. Think about, you brought up LSU. Like, LSU came into that game and said, hey, we want to run the football. No matter what, that is what we're going to do. And you look up, and it's a close game in the fourth quarter. Same thing with Texas A&M. Same thing with Auburn, right? This is what we're good at, Auburn. We're going to get pressure on Bryce Young, and whatever happens from that point forward is going to happen. And you look up, and Alabama needs a drive at the end of the game to win it. So if you're Georgia, figure out what you are. And Georgia's really good defensively, and they can run the football, and they've got weapons on the outside. Say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make Alabama try and stop us instead of us trying to let Alabama dictate the terms and flow of the game.
Yeah.
I will go. I do think JT Daniels is going to play.
Oh, I don't. I wish he would.
You've given up on it at this point?
I mean, dude,
I think he will.
You're down 20-something in the SEC championship game. You didn't put him in. Like what, at this point,
I think it's one of those, like, we will see him. It could be, if it's so bad in the first half, much like the Jalen Hurts Georgia thing was in that title game where Tua just had to come in. Like, I think if he's bad enough in the first half, you will see Kirby make the switch.
Well,
I don't think so.
Crimson Tide have beaten the Bulldogs in 7 straight meetings. Kirby Smart earlier this week was asked about Alabama being, I think she mispronounced it. She called it the bogeyman, and Kirby said, I'm not sure what the bogeyman means.
They have a lot of boogers.
And then he went on to talk about Alabama. Are they a thorn in the side of Georgia?
They've also been a problem and a thorn in every single team they played besides just ours. So we have that in common with a lot of teams that have played them. They got a really good football team, really good coach, and a really good program. It starts with good football players, and they've done a great job at recruiting those. And I think when you look at the skill set of some of the guys they've had come through there, and I know myself, just looking at the last 2 or 3 times we played them, I think somebody said either 6 or 7 first-round wideouts have all played, and that skill set is pretty unique. I don't think there's any team in the country that's had, however many it's been, the run they've had on those, and that makes it, you got to play well. You got to play well in the red area. You got to play well situational football. You can't turn the ball over and expect to beat good football teams. And those are things that we have done when we played them. We turned it over, and we can't do that. But as far as the mental capacity and mental mindset of our guys, they're excited. They earned another opportunity to go play a really good football team, and we've got a really good football team. So our guys were physical, excited, and looking forward to this opportunity on the biggest stage there is.
I think for Georgia, in all sports, I mean, there are a lot of human beings that are playing. And to me, I think it's natural as a human being to have that thought in your head. Now, you come out, maybe that thought's not in your head, and you come out and you play the game, you're confident, you love what your team can do, you think you can get them. You better get off to a good start. Alabama gets off to a good start.
They did. They were up 10-0.
That's right. You don't get off to a good start.
Doesn't matter.
It's got to creep in your head at some point.
Yeah, it's a lot like
Here we go again.
Reminds me of the movie The Waterboy. Maybe
right.
what Kirby's going to have to do here, like in The Waterboy when what's his name?
Sandler?
No, not Sandler.
Bobby Boucher?
Who was their coach?
Burt Reynolds?
No, the coach.
Henry Winkler.
When Henry Winkler,
Fonzie,
he looked across at the other coach that he coached under, and he was just intimidated. He couldn't do it.
Right.
And he had to. And so I think Kirby's going to have to do that. Like, I think Kirby, and I think his team may play like that at times against Alabama, where it's like they think their coach fears Nick Saban, and he's going to have to get over that fear. Kirby Smart is.
Yeah. All right.
And he can.
Give him some rat poison.
Give him some rat
some
poison.
rat poison.
That's right. All right, we'll take a break here on The Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll talk a little Shield, final weekend of the Shield. Including one huge matchup taking place in Las Vegas this weekend. We'll talk about that one. And then we got our picks. We got picks coming up on the show for National Championship, for NFL games. That's all coming up as we'll wrap things up here on The Odds Couple. Keep it right here on Grind City Media.
WynnBET, the official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies, is Tennessee's premier digital sports betting app. They're bringing you the action of real money sports betting right in the palm of your hand with some of the best odds in the game. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. Sign up today and use the promo code GRIZ400, GRIZZ 400, and after placing your first $5 wager, you'll receive $400 to bet with. There's no better way to enjoy basketball than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all your favorite bets. And be sure to check out the WynnBET Lounge at FedEx Forum the next time you're around to catch the Grizzlies. Betting is a team sport. Join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. Must be physically located in Tennessee and 21 years of age or older to participate. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Let's transition into our favorite all-time six-man.
This one was fun to do.
Okay, let's go.
Number 1, Manu Ginobili.
There's like a move that he brought to the NBA that is still done today, the Eurostep. Like,
There you
that's
go.
Manu. That without Manu, we have no Eurostep.
Join Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, every Thursday as we debate the hottest topics in the NBA. IMHO on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and our social channels.
You know who you've got to get on and talk Rick and Morty? He could defeat any human being in Rick and Morty trivia. Anybody. I watched somebody give him trivia questions, and I'm talking like specific moments of specific episodes, and he just bang. You know who it is? Jerry
No.
Jackson Jr.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on grindcitymedia.com or wherever you get your podcast.
Lincoln Riley will be the new head coach at USC.
So you're happy, you're excited.
I'm thrilled. I got the hat on. I'm ready to roll. USC is back.
It does put a lot of pressure on Lincoln Riley because now the expectations are you're not rebuilding. Not at all. No. Now it's, I would say, in my personal opinion, it's college football playoff in the next 2 to 3 years.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on grindcitymedia.com. Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of The Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker. Presented by WynnBET.
Hey, it's time, Memphis. Make sure you tune in to Valley Sports Southeast and watch your Next Gen Grizz this Saturday, January 8th at 2:30 p.m. when the Grizzlies will take on the Los Angeles Clippers. 2 o'clock start for Grizzlies Live. It's presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Fans will want to tune in early for Grizzlies Live, presented by your Ford and Mid-South Ford dealers, featuring, hopefully, Pete Pranica, Brevin Knight, and myself. I know I'll be there.
It's like a box of chocolates. So
we'll
you never
see.
know what you're going to
You
get.
never know what you'll get. But hopefully the guys will be back this weekend. Check local listings at grizzlies.com for channel guide. Welcome back, everyone, to The Odds Couple, getting you set for the National Championship. Also, Week 18. Yes, the first ever Week 18 makes this show historic. First ever time we've talked about Week 18 of the National Football League. How about that?
Makes
Pretty
us
good.
historic?
Makes us historic.
I like
Yeah. It's a big one. Save the tape.
It's good stuff.
Las Vegas Raiders have been through a bit this year. It's been a wild ride for the Raiders, go figure, a team from Las Vegas. But they still have a chance to make the playoffs. It's virtually a winner go to the playoffs, loser go home situation. Now ties can get involved and weird things can get involved, but it's virtually a winner take all this week between the Raiders and the Chargers. Derek Carr, he's the quarterback for them Raiders, talks about his team persevering.
We still have one more to go, but we're finishing better, right? I think that's three in a row. And at the end of the year, that's all we've talked about. That's all we talked about before the season. And for whatever reason, we have adversity this season. We have adversity in the games. It's almost like, gosh, can we get a break? Here or there. But we'll take the wins. Trust me.
Take those wins. The Raiders are a 3-point home dog to the Chargers.
Now their dog. I felt they had to bark.
If the Colts lose to the Jaguars,
oh my gosh,
all those two teams need to do is tie, and both of them get in.
Yeah.
So could we see a Sunday Night Football where they just taking turns kneeling on the ball?
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be great.
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
The Raiders need to lose so they can bring Michigan man
Jim Harbaugh
back.
No, they don't need to do nothing like that. Jim's fine. Jim is just trying to get more money out of Michigan, and I get it.
He gave away half his money, didn't he?
Yep, he gave away all of his
That's why
bonuses.
he needs
gave
more
away
money.
$2 million this year in bonuses back to the athletic department. He took a pay cut last year. He's trying to make that money back. So use all the leverage you can, Jim. I'm not mad at you at all. Get your money. Michigan paid the man. He beat Ohio State for crying out loud.
Yeah, Vegas a 3-point dog against the Chargers. Chargers have covered 5 of the last 6 when playing on the road against the Raiders. The road team has covered 10 of the last 14. Meanwhile, a couple of other games of note. Dallas Cowboys are a 7-point favorite in Philadelphia against the Eagles, surging Eagles. Cowboys have covered 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams. And then New Orleans, a 4-point favorite. A big game for them as they go to Atlanta, take on the Falcons. New Orleans has covered 5 of the last 6 in Atlanta, and the road team 4-1 against the spread in the last 5, which would also favor the New Orleans Saints this week against your Falcons. I know it's one of your picks, Lang, so why don't we just get straight to the picks? All right, I'm going to get started. Man, I can't believe it. I'm doing Alabama. I know I can believe it. Why wouldn't you take Alabama in the points? You have to take Alabama in the points. I'm doing it. Go Dogs. I'm rooting for you. I hope Georgia wins this game, but I'd rather be a fool betting for Alabama than be the idiot that bets against Alabama and loses.
Fish, what's that watch?
Armani.
I like it.
Thank you.
I just
bling,
noticed,
bling.
Oh,
in addition to the watch, you're wearing a UGA jersey while picking Alabama.
DJ Shockley.
DJ Shockley. Yeah. Shout out DJ Shockley. All right.
Eric Zier. He was number 10, wasn't he? Yeah.
Here are 2 good stats for this game, by the way, that I haven't mentioned yet. Nick Saban, of course, we haven't talked about it as much going into this game, I guess because it's old hat now, but 25-1 against former assistants, 25-1 straight up against former assistants. Alabama has won 34 straight games against SEC East opponents. 34 straight games, including 7 against the Georgia
So you're saying
Bulldogs.
he's due. You're saying they're due.
Well, that is true. But you can't bet on do factor, man. You can't bet on do factor.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, I'm taking the Bucks -8 against the Panthers. Bucks have covered 5 of the last 6 meetings. I'm taking the Bills in that ridiculous 16.5 number against the Jets. The Bills are 7-1-2 against the spread, their last 10 against losing teams. I'll go with the Eagles +7 against the Cowboys. Home team in this series has covered the last 6. That would benefit the Eagles. And then the Raiders getting the 3 against the Chargers. Underdog in this series has covered 18 of the last 25. Go Dog! And go Dogs. All right, Lang?
Well, I got to pick Georgia.
I know you do.
I got to. I got to go with the Dogs.
By 30.
I don't care what they go by. I just want them to win. As long as it's by 2.5 or as long as it's by 1, I'm fine with it. I don't care if I'm wrong. Then I'm going to go Shield. I'm going to take the Cowboys over the Eagles because it's sort of a Jalen Hurts pick right there.
Yeah.
Picking against them.
All right.
Titans getting Derrick Henry back against the train wreck Texans. The Bengals against the Browns. And I picked this before all this stuff came out about
Baker's not
Landry.
playing.
Yeah, so Baker's done. And then last week, CJ had the Falcons given, what was it, 14?
And a half.
Told y'all they would cover.
They lost by 14,
Yeah, they did.
so they covered.
Where's that clip floating around on social media?
No. They
Why
never
has nobody
use.
pulled that
No,
clip?
they never use the stuff that's good of us. They never use that. No.
But
They
I
never
told
do.
you, I was like, look, this is a game the Falcons get blown out. They're out of the playoffs. As a Falcons fan, I can tell you, this is a game they're going to win against the Saints. They're out of the playoffs. They have nothing to prove, nothing left. This is one of those ones the Falcons win.
All right.
So Falcons are going to win this game.
Okay. CJ?
Told him about the fact. You heard me, Rob. I told him.
Yeah, you told us.
Thank God for hooks. All right, let me get the Chiefs -10. Broncos, here's something interesting. When they score
They're
under
not
20,
good?
Yeah, well, when they score under 20 points in the season, they've done that 9 times. They're 1-8.
Where's
So
the workplace slate book?
I don't know where it is.
Oh,
It's
no.
over there somewhere.
Okay, thank God. Oh, I've been looking
We
all
found the
over for
workplace
this.
playbook.
It's spontaneously combusted after that
Workplace
Michigan
slate.
game.
Whatever.
It was embarrassed. It tried to hide.
It did. It did try high, but I found it. Thank you, Rosa, very, very much.
Yeah.
So that means that when they score over 20 points, they're like 6-1, 7-1. This Chiefs defense, though, is pretty good. They've been holding opponents under 20 points. I think that the Chiefs win. They're also playing for that 1 seed.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs go out there and try and run the score up a bit. I changed my pick, Rob. I pulled a Rosa on you. I'm sorry. Took Eagles Cowboys under the 43. No Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. Tyron Smith is out left tackle for the Cowboys as well. I don't know if the Eagles are even going to play their starters much, if at all. I think the under is the play in this one. I'm taking the Colts over the Jags. One team is playing to get into the playoffs. The other team just wants the season to end. The Jags have been getting waxed all season long, especially here recently. Jags are 0-7 against the spread their last 7. Give me the Patriots minus the 6.5. Pats 6-1 straight up and 5-2 on the road this season against the spread. So give me the Patriots there, and Saints Falcons under the 40. I think this is a low scoring game.
Yeah. Man, you got some stones to take the Patriots in Miami. Mm-hmm. They got some bad history
that was
in
with
Miami.
That other quarterback, not with Mac Jones.
That's
workplace play, baby. Workplace play.
Coming off an 0-5 week because I don't know crap about the NFL right now.
You were coming off surgery last week. So
I was. Yeah, I was. Technically, I was probably on.
We shouldn't have even had you pick.
Yeah, I made my picks when I was high on hydrocodone. So I don't even remember. I looked at this at the beginning of the show. I was like, what did I even pick last week?
I went 4-1.
I had no idea what I picked last week.
I went 4-1 last week to balance it out.
Yeah, had no idea what I picked. So we're going all NFL this week. The entire 49ers secondary is in the COVID list. Like they really like all of them except Jaquiski Tart and Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah.
And Mosley's been hurt for like the last month, but he's going to come back. But like that's seriously the rest of this, the whole entire secondary is all in COVID, all in the COVID health and whatever safety protocol.
Last time I was in France, I ate 4 Jaquiski Tarts.
You did.
They were amazing.
We're gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 5.5 at the Ravens. That's a field goal game, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's the Ravens Steelers. Like that's a field goal game we're talking about here. I think the Jets have shown something the last couple of weeks. They did.
I like Zach Wilson.
Unlike Trevor Lawrence, like Zach Wilson has actually shown some improvement here these last couple of weeks. I'll take the Jets. I would tell the people buy the half point, make it 17. I would tell them to buy the half to make it plus 17. I'm with you. I think the Falcons plus the 4 against the Saints. Bro, look at the Saints. I know they beat the Panthers by 8, and then they won like another one 9-0. But like, they don't score a lot, so I think you can still cover 4 against them. So
Falcons beat them a couple of weeks ago.
Right. I'll take the Falcons plus the 4, and then this is a dog week. Raiders plus the 3 against the Chargers. Look at that. All doggies. Dogs are barking this week. In
How
week
about
18.
them dogs? Oh.
Yeah.
All the dogs.
You mean NFL?
It's week Barkteen.
Yes.
That's so nerdy. And I've got a teaser. I got the roll with Roser. I've got a teaser up here. Look at this. 5 teams, 7 points, plus 300 on WinBet. Give me the Cowboys and a pick 'em. I don't buy the Eagles, so I'm taking the Cowboys.
I'm with you.
I will take the Packers plus 3 at the Lions. The Packers seemingly don't lose. First team in NFL history, in the Super Bowl era, to have 13 wins in 3 straight seasons. The Tennessee Titans minus the 3 against the Texans. Derrick Henry activated, will play. The Texans suck. The Titans actually, they suck too, but they don't suck with Derrick Henry. Still pissed off that we lost to them. It was an embarrassment to football. Vince Lombardi rolling over in his grave.
At least you got to see it in person. Yeah, you got to see it.
The Minnesota Vikings plus the 3. We're going to take them plus 3 against the Chicago Bears, and then the Arizona Cardinals plus the half a point, and what will be Russell Wilson's final game as a Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, all right. Wow. There you go, man. National Championship Week. Enjoy it. Georgia Bulldogs, Alabama Crimson Tide on Monday night. Looking forward to that for sure. And big week in the National Football League. Next week we'll be talking about NFL playoffs, man. Wow. We're winding down the season. My goodness.
A lot of football ahead.
Yeah.
Get you a bucket of chicken. Unbutton your pants. And sit on the couch and get ready.
Plant-based chicken or chicken?
Come on, dude. Real chicken.
Chicken.
You don't need to unbutton your pants to eat.
Real chicken should be the name of the show.
Plant-based chicken. Real chicken. Yeah, real chicken.
So wait. Before the show ends, what is the name of this show? Because I've got Hard Work Works. I've got Week Barkteen.
What about
and
you
real
don't have to unbutton your pants to eat plant-based chicken?
That's a little long, a little wordy.
I like real chicken. I think real chicken's good. Yeah,
Real chicken.
Yeah, real chicken.
You've been listening to Real Chicken.
I'll do it like we do, like college football coaches do the depth chart week 1.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of oars. It'll be a lot of oars.
Yeah. That's going to do it for us here on The Odds Couple. Enjoy the game on Monday night. Enjoy the action in the NFL this weekend. We'll talk NFL playoffs coming up next week. We'll recap the national championship game as well. For CJ, Roser, Lang, Kimball, Robbie, Jacob, thank you for your help as well. I'm Rob Fisher. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again next week on The Odds Couple here on Grind City Media.
You've been listening to The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Tune in next week with Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.